Hello everyone, welcome to session 6. In this session, we'll be looking at DILR preparation plan and tips, and in this video, we'll be looking at DILR section and CAT paper, past paper analysis. We have taken past 4-year CAT papers and we've analyzed the DILR section and the preparation tips. So let's begin. Now let us look at some of the key points that you should keep in mind before you start preparation for DILR section. So the DILR section in CAT is generally on the higher end and it is a mix of DI and LR. So unlike the quant and verbal sections where the difficulty is in easy to medium, the DILR section over the past 4 or 5 years has been the most difficult section in CAT. And within the years there is very difficulty. Say 2019 paper is said to be slightly of lesser difficulty and 2017 paper is said to be of higher difficulty. But within the CAT paper, DILR has been the most difficult section consistently. So the right preparation is very important for this section because we see many people preparing random DI sets or might be preparing material for other exams. So it is very important for you to understand what is the CAT level of difficulty of DILR and then prepare the right sets, right? And it is most important section for CAT as well as for confidence. Why? Because this DILR section can make or break your entire CAT percentile. And unlike other sections, as we'll be seeing in the next slides, a 90 percentile or a 99 percentile could be got by attempting 50% of the paper in DILR as compared to other sections, quant and verbal, where you need to attempt at least 80% or 70% of the paper. And it also builds your confidence as you keep consistently doing well in your mocks within this DILR section. It gives you a lot of confidence and you can prepare even better. So I suggest right from the day one, you start preparing the DILR section in the right way. It is very different from quant and verbal sections, as I have told just now. The lower number of questions correct for high percentile is only for this DILR section, right? And how to select and aim the right sets is most important part. So preparation is one thing. That is why you need to practice intermittently the mocks where you attempt the entire DILR section, because it's very important for you to pick the easy and medium questions and ensure you definitely answer them and answer few questions in the difficult sets, right? So let us look at the past paper analysis to understand further what I mean by all of these. Now let us look at the past paper analysis. So if you see this analysis of past 4 years of papers, both slot 1 and slot 2, let us look at the easy plus medium percentage of questions. So it is as high as 65 plus percentage consistently over the years. The same would be true in terms of quant as well as verbal, but the key here is that if you see this data, a 99 percentile has been consistently 50% of paper with 100% answering 50% of paper with 100% of accuracy. So if you pick those 50% of questions which are in this easy and medium, and if you ensure you answer them with 100% accuracy, a 99 percentile is guaranteed. Say you answer little more questions with a lesser accuracy, still easy plus moderate has enough sufficient number of questions for you to answer and maybe go wrong in 1 or 2 questions and still get a 99 percentile. And these difficult sets also, not all questions in the sets are very difficult. So maybe you can pick 1 or 2 questions out of these difficult sets. Maybe 2 or 3 will be difficult sets at max. So pick 1 or 2 questions in these difficult sets and answer, and that will shoot up your score. So far as the number of attempts is concerned, you need not worry too much on the number of attempts for this DILR section, but you should be very accurate as to what you answer and which sets you choose. Okay, so now let us move ahead with some of the tips from. So the first and foremost tip here is, I'm repeating this again, the DILR section preparation is completely different from quant or VA preparation, right? So don't focus on speed initially. So when you start preparing, the quality of preparation is very, very important. So initially don't focus on speed. It's okay if a set is taking you 20 minutes or 30 minutes, but after that you need to understand what is your process of solving, what is the best process of solving, and how you could have decreased the time and where you're spending most time. right? All this is very important, and don't worry too much on the speed initially because it picks up as you practice in the right way. Also, understanding what is stat level DILR is very, very important. So always keep that in mind. Quality is greater than quantity in DILR practice, especially. So spend a lot of time on analysis. It's okay if you do 1 set per day or 2 sets per day, but you spend a lot of time on analyzing the solution, analyzing what is your solution, and analyzing what is the fastest solution. And also analyze whether in that particular question paper, if this set is given, will you answer it in the exam or will you leave it in the exam? So irrespective of you whether you will be leaving it or answering it, still you should know what is the right method. But you also ensure that you keep thinking about this continuously. If this set comes in the exam, will this be one of those easy plus medium sets which is going to give me a score, or is it those difficult sets that will result in the wastage of time, right? So some difficult questions might take 30 to 40 minutes to solve. It's okay, it's completely okay when you're learning and practicing. So practice once is equal to answer anytime. Again, this is very, very important, and this is what I have followed and which has helped me. You have to practice so thoroughly that once you practice, if a similar type of question comes for some reason in the actual CAT exam, you should never leave it. So for that, you have to keep making notes. So that brings me to the next tip. Create your own notes by MECing all possibilities. What is MECing? Mutually exclusive, collectively exhaustive. Meaning there are hardly 40 to 50 different and unique varieties of questions that can be answered, that can be asked, right? So you prepare notes for this 40 to 50 unique varieties, and all other varieties will be permutations and combinations of these, right? The key is to find what these 40 to 50 different varieties of questions are, and what are the right solutions for that, and what are the fastest solutions for that, and make a notes and occasionally go through if you can make the method better, or if there is any other shortcut, etc. Okay, coming to the last and most important tip, DI and LR are not separate at all in CAT, right? We often see people who are especially very good at quant practicing a lot of DI and leaving the LR, thinking that in DILR section at least 2 sets will be of DI, so I will score there. That is not the case. Max to max, only 1 set will come where it is entirely DI, but mostly it is DI plus LR, right? So you have to practice those sets where there's a combination of DI and LR. And one more important thing is that just because you're very good at calculations, or just because you're very good at DI, or just because you practice DI more, don't jump to calculations as soon as you see the question, right? Pause for a while and think, if even without calculation, can I solve some of the questions? So that it saves a lot of time. So most of these DI questions, many of the people leave in CAT exams, the DI heavy and logic light questions, because they think that it wastes a lot of time. But there are a lot of ways in which you can even solve DI questions just by looking at the data very properly. You need not do much calculations. You can answer at least 2 or 3 questions in that set of 4 questions by just looking at the data very properly. So don't jump to calculations just because you're very good at them, right? So thanks for your time. That is it from my end. In upcoming videos, in this particular series of sessions, I'm open to requests, and I'm starting a new series where we'll be solving DILR past papers solutions starting today. So we'll be starting 1 set at a time, and we'll be looking at if there's possibly a fastest way to solve that particular set. The reason for this is it's very important, as I said, to understand the CAT level of DILR. So we'll be picking 2019 and 2017, both the slots question papers. 2017 is believed to be one of the hardest DILR sections, and 2019 is said to be little easier as compared to previous years. So we'll have look at these 2 years sets one by one. Okay, so that's it from my end, and thank you.